Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Digest, Season 1, Episode 4. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what I have been working on, what is coming out for members and for subscribers, everything that's been happening at the Yarnery, a little behind the scenes, a little nugget version of where to find what you're looking for this week. If this is your first time here, welcome. This channel is all about crochet and crochet related goodness. There is a podcast, a new tutorial every week, and also some crochet question and answer. Like if you have a question, I'll answer it with a video. So there's all sorts of crochet goodness going on. And if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any of the fun. So starting out with family. Family's always first. The boys, my young ones, my 10 and 10, well, one's turning 11, but that's a whole thing. Right now they're 10 and 10 until tomorrow. Ooh, so excited. So we have a big party going on. Not that big. We have a big family party going on, and they had their Christmas concert already. Isn't that crazy? So it was really cute, really fun. So went for that. That was this week, and they're off until January, so that's exciting. They're taking swimming lessons and karate, no, not karate, boxing. They're doing all sorts of fun stuff, so that is nice to have them around finally. And my older two are tucked in to all of the stuff that goes along with high school, so they have lots of homework to do, lots of social stuff they're doing. They are super busy, but doing really well. With Halloween coming up, we have been doing some Scarella scaring. So if you don't know who Scarella is, she is a mannequin I bought for a craft fair several years ago. So about 7 years ago, I just ordered. It was before like so much internet was here and you could shop online as much as you can now. So I pretty much just sent my gardener into town to get a mannequin, and he brought back a cute mannequin, which my kids are terrified of. They call her like the mannequin with the dead eyes. So we call her Scarella. She looks better headless, but I feel bad putting her back out on the curb. You know what I mean? So we finally have a purpose for her. That is for Halloween pranks. So we just move her around the house where people or the kids won't be expecting her. And then all you hear is this, ah! And when whoever sees her gets scared. It is really, really funny. So the kids are moving Scarella in like all around to prank each other, I suppose. It is really quite fun. So Scarella has been busy this week, and also got some happy mail from Yolanda. So the kids are having kind of their very first Halloween. Yolanda is a family member, more about that later, but she sent me an amazing happy mail. I uploaded the video for members, so if you want to see that, you can check it out. It was so fantastic. So she sent some Halloween decorations like for the door, and Halloween candies, ghoulish green stickers, Twix, and M&Ms. So the kids are like, what? So great. And Tanea also got some books. So the happy mail is already out as a members video, and Tanea getting the books is coming out on Monday. So we're having a little members Monday going on, and when she got the books, she was like, literally, it's something to see. So if you are thinking about being a member, that is my way of saying thank you for helping me make better videos. Weather, same as last week, basically perfect, lows of 24, probably highs of 29, but we've had some cloudy mornings. Like right now it is cloudy outside, so it is just lovely, nice cool breeze. The Yarnery is about 24 degrees inside, so really, really lovely. Also got my veranda screened and the windows in the Yarnery screened, so like almost modern. Very similar. So we have a screened veranda over there off the edge of the Yarnery, and the breeze can kind of blow throughout the day so it doesn't get as hot. If you aren't sure, we moved to this house, I guess it's about 1.5 years ago, but the Yarnery faces, I don't know if it faces south, maybe it faces north. In the west, it would be south facing. Here, I think it's north facing because I am in the southern hemisphere, but we get afternoon sun. So the Yarnery can get quite hot, and having those windows open with the screens really helps. So that was a super great, massive, and useful upgrade. Fitness update, have not done a thing. Had a trainer, he got a bit flaky, looking for a trainer. If you are in Nairobi and know a personal trainer that comes home and is reliable and sensibly priced, you know, some people come and see your house and they're like triple their price. So somebody who has a standard rate and comes home and is capable and reliable, let me know in the comments. Tutorial coming out. You have been waiting for it. So when I did move to this house, this was one of the first things I moved over was my gorgeous Christmas cactus, and I literally carried it in my car and then came into the house, just plopped it on the fireplace mantle because it was one of the only places, like a flat surface, that wouldn't get damaged with moving and all the rest of it, and it stayed there until a couple days ago. So this gorgeous beauty is coming out as this week's tutorial. So if you are looking to make a Thanksgiving cactus or a Christmas cactus, I think technically I made it as a Christmas cactus, but if you look at the exact shape of the leaves and then Google it, I think the shape that says Christmas cactus to me actually is a Thanksgiving cactus in the big scheme of things. So you could use it for a Thanksgiving cactus if you want one of those, but I think it's just so gorgeous. There have been so many people that come over and like have run to the fireplace to be like, oh my gosh, how do you get yours to bloom so perfectly or so great? And then they get over there and like, oh, it's crochet. So totally the way to go. It is a little bit of a tedious, not tedious, but it is a project. You do have to make, well, you can make as many strands as you like, but I would like to make mine, you know, super big and lush. So I did. So it's wired. You need floral wire and green yarn and 2 colors for your flowers. Isn't that the cutest thing? I just love it. You could make a smaller one, of course, and then just a chunk of dirt to fit your pot. So how you fit your pot will be a little more up to you because you'll have a different shaped pot than me, but I'll show you my strat for doing it and making all of these cute, what are they called? Like branches with the cute flowers on the ends. I show you all my tips and tricks. So you will have your own gorgeous Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus the whole year long. I totally want to do another one with, I was debating when I was making this one, either the coral or the bougainvillea, my favorite hot pink. I went with coral because I thought let's not OD on the hot pink. Now I'm like, I could totally OD on that hot pink. So super cute. And of course you can make it any size. This is large. To make it smaller, you would just make shorter branches and less of them. So depending on whatever pot you have. I also suggest using a terracotta pot because it gives your artificial plants that weight. So they're not like tipping over. I know some people like to crochet plant pots. I'm more of a terracotta pot girl because I think it makes it more realistic. It's also heavier, so it kind of weights down your light crochet plant. Even this one here is in a terracotta pot. This is String of Pearls, and it is in a terracotta pot. Also, just a dirt, like a little hockey puck that I pop in a plant pot. Also a good spot, just saying, you could hide stuff in there. So you can put in, or put hollow fiber like me, but you could hide things in there if you wanted something hidden from your kids, or maybe little Christmas presents you want to hide. Those plant pots are good. No one's really gonna go pick up your crochet plant and look for something underneath it. So that is another little tip. I hope my kids aren't watching. Like to point out, mine's hollow fiber, nothing hidden in there in case they are. So this gorgeous tutorial is coming out tomorrow on Saturday. Get your yarn ready. You don't need too much for your flowers. You do need a little bit for the green. You need a little bit for the dirt. You need floral wire. That helps a lot. And then you can have your own Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus in your home in, well, it takes a bit of time, maybe in like a few days or a week. Maybe it took a week. I love it. It's so cute. Crochet inspiration this weekend, our question and answer. The question was, what are your tips and tricks for crochet borders? What borders do you put on blankets? I don't like borders. Borders are tricky. Borders are hard. Borders wreck my projects. I am going to give you all my tips and tricks for how to sort out your crochet borders, how to know what kind of border to use, the stitch count, how to regulate it all, how to work in the sides of your stitches. I know that can be tricky for people. So also how to get your borders to lay nice and flat. Often we we can be adding too many stitches in when we're working on our borders. So I'll be showing you all the tricks and tips for a clean edge to start your border, getting a regular stitch count, something easy to manage, and then choosing whichever border, or tips and tricks for choosing the right kind of border for your blankets. So all about borders, tips and tricks for borders is coming out on Sunday. Members Monday, that is a short little video coming out just for channel members of Tanea getting her happy mail from Yolanda the Crochet Addict. So if you are interested in seeing her reaction, think about joining the channel and catch up on all of that fun. If you're thinking of joining the channel and wondering what level of membership is right for you, friends and family will be getting a free pattern in the beginning of November. And also family members will be doing a crochet along. I think this month coming, we're going to be doing crowns. So if you want to be a crochet queen, you can join us for the crochet along. Matches, lipstick, dress, most of my dresses, most of my clothes, it was intentionally going to put on maybe like a row of silver Rockstar on the top. If you don't know what Rockstar is, it is a metallic ice yarns. So fancy. I was going to be putting a row on it, but I kind of just like it how it is. I might make a second one. So this is the crochet crown. This is one of the crowns. There's a few that we can choose from, but this is Crochet Queen Crown, family members. Crochet along for November. Quick and easy, nothing huge. We're all busy this time of year. Just a nice little quick something to spruce it up. Also really good for New Year's Eve. Just saying. It's cute, right? So feel free to join us and you can make one too. Over on the after party, there are some videos coming up touring rental houses. So if you want to see what you get, what bang you get for your buck in Nairobi, and you're interested in seeing empty houses, I love touring a house. Like an empty house, like rental houses, it's like one of my hobbies. Like even in my neighborhood now, I've pretty much toured, like all the ones to rent, I've toured at least half of them, and there's probably about 2,000 houses in here. There's a lot of houses here. So I have gone in, if they're for rent, I pretty much stop and be like, hey, can I take a tour? All the time. Like I love doing it. I think it's just so interesting to see all like the houses, and I haven't this year that much because I like my landlord so much. I finally feel like I have such a good relationship with him. He's so nice, and I like looking after his house. He's happy with me looking after his house. He's like, whatever you want to do, like you make good choices, just do it. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I'll screen your patio. I'll, build in your garage. And he's just like super happy. Put new light fixtures in the kitchen. He's like, yep, do it. Whatever you want to do. Totally fine. Don't send him the bill, but I can do whatever I want, which I am fine with. So I really enjoy this house, and I've kind of stopped looking at rental houses right now, but I really enjoy doing it. So if you're also into that sort of thing, go ahead and subscribe to the after party. Now, yarn of the week from last week, this is yarn of last week, was Magic Spray, which I gotta say, I love the colors, I love the squish, I love the feel. I want to do a very simple, basic hat pattern. Like, I want to do a hat series. So starting out with the most simple, or the simplest, and then elevating it up and up to like, different techniques, stitches, all the rest of it. So this is my basic hat, although you do front post, back post, but I believe you can do it. I know you can. And it results in a hat that you can totally wear. It does feel better now, actually, after it relaxed for a bit. But I think I want to use a 6mm for the tutorial, because most people, if you're beginning, you'll probably have a 6mm. If I was working with this yarn, I would use a 7mm. I feel like it would have a better drape, a better squish with a larger hook. So love the colors, love how it worked out, but don't love the hook size. So for the tutorial, I am going to be doing a different one with a different yarn. So I did this. I don't really like the colors that much. I like them sitting down. Now I don't really like them. Maybe they'll look good in the camera. I'll watch this and be like, oh, it's amazing. But for me right now, it's kind of a watery green, and it just looks like a concrete gray. So I don't know. You tell me if you like that color combination. I was also trying to think of like what shows up like for filming, because I don't want to use like a fleshy kind of color. It doesn't show up that good to see the stitches, especially if you're a beginner. But then I also don't want to do like crazy colors that, you know, not many people would be like, oh, I want to make that hat. So I want a combination, like what colors would you make your hat? That's my question to you. Tell me in the comments, what 2 colors would you use for a hat? A little beanie, a little toque, depending where you're at. I love that color. Also this one. And then also this is this would be coming up in the future. Although it might be easier because there's no front post, back post. Let me get a different one. Where's my other one? There it is. I've made 2. So one, haven't sewn in the tail, one sewn in the tail. Boop. Now these are from a couple years ago when it was cold. So this, my little ombre hat, is 2 strands of yarn and a 9 milli, only double crochet. You don't have to do front post, back post, but using 2 strands of yarn. So first question, what 2 colors would you use for a beanie? Second question, is using 2 strands of yarn and a bigger hook easier than using a 6 milli hook and 1 strand of yarn? 2 strands, no front post, back post, 1 strand, front post, back post. What do you think would be the easiest hat for beginners? 2 strands, 1 strand. You let me know in the comments. This is a great hat, by the way. Really good. It's like, oh, I gotta take my clip out. It's really good. Look at that. Now, I'm not generally a hat person, obviously, but look how good it is. Okay, so this is hat 1, 2 strands. This is hat 2. Actually, I'm going to put on the green one. I have another one, actually. I made a nice one, oatmeal and turquoise. It looks really cute. Or this cute one, 1 strand of yarn, little color change, little front post, back post. Which one do you think we should do first? We're going to do them all. Where's my hair clip? But which one do you think is easier? 2 strands or 1 strand? Food for thought, right? This is me at the hair salon. That's about as good as it gets. Back with my crown. My crowning glory. There we go. What I have been working on, which I'm totally digging, is, oops, dropped my hook. Web-a-ween in Karen Simply Soft. I think it's called Fern. Karen Simply Soft. Or Karen Satin? No. No, hold on. It's going to come to me. It's not Simply Soft. Is it Simply Soft? Bernat Satin Fern. That's what I'm working on. So that's like my fun project. If you have not seen the Web-a-ween, I will also link that down below. It is 100% fabulous right-handed, left-handed tutorial, written pattern. So fast and easy to do, but it's also like it changes every row. I'm gonna lose my hook. Let me keep it with the project. So I've been working on that in my spare time. And it's really fun to do because the rows kind of change a little bit, and there's an easy way of knowing what you're doing, so you don't really have to think too much about it, but it changes. You're like, oh, I'm doing this. Hold on. Oh, no, I'm doing this. So it kind of keeps you a little bit more activated in the mind, and it works up really fast because of all those chain spaces. So now live chat this week, there is not one. It is one of my 10-year-old's 11th birthday. So I will be out at a Paw Patrol movie. I will be doing cake. I will be doing hot sauce challenge. So he wants me to get all the hot sauces. I tin foil. We did it with a drinks challenge for Anthony's birthday. It was so hilarious. So I got all of like those weird little kid juice, bottle juice, drinks, juice, whatever it is from the juice aisle. Those little small sizes for kids. I got all of them, or not even, just like, you know, not huge, just like individual to child size. Wrapped them all up in tin foil, all the way up to the cap. And then we undid the cap, poured it into little shot glasses. All the kids had to try it. They had to name the brand and the flavor, or guess at those things. And it was hilarious. It was so funny because some of them are they're not that great. It was so funny, especially to see Mir do it because he's very particular. Like I'm not saying scared of food, but almost. He's borderline scared of food, and he had to try all of these drinks, and he actually did it willingly. It was like so hilarious. And they had to like write down the description, give it stars. So now Oliver wants to do that with hot sauces for his birthday. So we'll be tin foiling small bottles of hot sauce and seeing if they know the brand, well, if they like it, if they know the brand, and how many stars they'd give it. So that is me today. So I'm not really here. I'm filming this in advance, but I'll be having a super fun family day, and I will be with you tomorrow for the cactus tutorial and Sunday for all about borders. So I'll see you in the next video, and stay hooked.